mention another one of those big mouths to feed. They do. It's weird in football team. We haven't had this many weapons to cover in a while, and now suddenly we got multiple people that we need to talk about, and that includes Logan Thomas at tight end. You mentioned that's a big mouth to feed, and certainly last year he was fed quite regularly. 110 targets, was third at the position for tight ends, as well as receptions at 72. He finished as the tight end 4 in fantasy after, again, converted from a QB. Nobody really he was on very few people's radars. We talked about him as a sleeper that you could maybe take in your last rounds, but check him on the waiver wire. And ended up being a complete season changer for fantasy owners. Do you think he can carry over and build on that 766 yard, 6 TD season? Do you think those numbers regress a little bit? What are your thoughts on Logan Thomas this year?
I think he can duplicate. I mean, I really do. They love this guy. They're very high on him growing, getting better. They just extended him for 3 years and about $21 million. And they think there's, number one, they like that there's very little tread on the tires at the position. As you know, as you said, he's drafted as a quarterback. On top of that, and maybe more importantly, they look at the growth last season, which was his first full season actually on the grass, getting targets, getting to learn and grow. And they think, the numbers, counting stats wise, at least bear it out, but they thought he was one of the better tight ends in the league in the second half of the year. So they're going to involve him. They're going to target him. They're going to design plays for him. I think he's in for another 70-ish catches and very similar numbers to last year. He's a red zone threat too. I mean, this guy's huge. He wins jump balls. He's the guy they go to in their offense on some of those like fades where they design man coverage and kind of sling the ball out wide to go get a rebound, so to speak, go up and box people out. So, yeah, I think he's going to have a really similar season to what he had last year. He actually got off to a pretty slow start and still put up those numbers. So I wouldn't be surprised if he spreads it out a little more consistently for fantasy owners as well.
Oh, I'd love to hear that, especially because it seems like owners are thinking he's a fluke or not fully buying in yet, because he's fallen all the way to tight end 10 or so in fantasy drafts, right around round 9, 10, 11. I think it's insane value. I absolutely love it. I'm with you. And I also love these over-unders on him. 600.5 yards, 4.5 TDs. Based on what you're saying, I think I know where you lean. But what are your thoughts on those?
Yeah, I would go over on those just because I think he's probably in that 70 catch range, typically probably right around 10 yards per catch. So, he's not going for 1,000 or anything crazy like that. I mean, this is not a Darren Waller, Travis Kelce player. He's just not that dynamic. But I think he can win contested balls, and they're going to involve him. I think he could be their number 2 receiver this year behind McLaurin in terms of volume. So I'll go over.
I love it. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.